Well, a Hobart couple concerned about the housing crisis has taken matters into their own hands. Richard and Jan Gould have bought a former boarding house and are turning it into affordable housing for older women at risk of homelessness. And Richard and Jan join me now from Hobart. Hi there, Richard and Jan. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
Richard, I'll start with you. Can you take me through what your dream here is and how did this boarding house come about?
Well, Melissa, we've been here. We've actually moved down from Sydney 3.5 years ago and enjoying our lives here in Hobart and basically semi-retired or retired. And we've made up a little bit of B&B in our house. And over the last couple of years, we found a number of women who are finding themselves homeless, needing to be accommodated. So we've brought them in as guests and they've stayed from either a week or some up to about 4 or 5 months. And we're starting to realise that this is a very serious and very deep problem within the city.
Yeah, Jan, I'll ask you a bit more about these women that have been staying in this sort of Airbnb of yours. How long have some of them been with you and what have you learned from them about the housing need in your area?
Well, anything from, I think the first one was 3 days. She just she'd been sleeping in her car for 6 weeks. She was in her 60s and she just wanted 3 days until she got into government housing. And she posted on the Good Karma network that her arthritis was playing up. Could she please have a floor for 3 days? And she was so scared of, we had beds, of course, in there. She said, I don't deserve a bed. Her husband had kicked her out and said she didn't deserve anything. And so I thought, how could you be reduced so low at a vulnerable time of life? So she stayed the 3 days and she went into her new housing. And we had another who had, because of a stroke, had lost her job. And she didn't have enough money to, she originally booked through NDIS. She didn't have enough money to move into anywhere in Hobart that she thought she could. And it just got sadder and sadder. We had 3 or 4 of them and it just got very sad. And we thought, this really is an issue, you know. It wasn't just a oncer. And I've always wanted to do something about the homeless, but it's never been within our reach. And this one fell within our reach at a time when we'd had some super and we thought, well, let's just do it.
So you've purchased this former boarding house now. How much work does it need before it's up and running and when are you hoping to welcome tenants?
Well, it needs things like the path was deteriorated, so we've got to make it safe. It's been kept really well. The Jane Franklin Hall have kept it really well, so it complies to most things. There's just a few little tweaks we'd like. We'd like another little bathroom and kitchen for our tenants upstairs, so we'd like to put that in before they came in. And it's very small tweaks that we need to do, and we've just got to get council approval to go ahead with it. And then we'll be right. We'll be opening the doors ready to rock and roll, hopefully beginning of October or earlier if we can do it.
Fantastic. And what's the reaction been from your local community there?
It's been quite astounding, actually, and we've been very pleased. Some people are not quite sure what we're doing, but once they grasp the concept that we're actually doing this to create a safe space for these women, they come on board very quickly. We're setting up projects for the gardening that I've got an architect on board for the works that we've got to get done. Builders have come forward to talk to us. We're still in the early days of this, of course, but everyone who's seeing the project and understanding this project is just a community-based, but we're just giving it a kick-off with our financial support. They're coming to us and asking us whether we can, they're asking us to, asking them to help us get it right eventually.
Yeah, a lot of support. People have been really open-hearted.
Fantastic. Just like you guys, it sounds. Richard and Jan, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and all the best with the project.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.